All right, RotoBallers, you've done your research. You've set up your cheat sheets. Now it's time for the ultimate live draft preparation, completing some mock drafts. Mock drafts will allow you to make informed decisions and readily pivot when there's an unexpected turn in your fantasy draft. You can complete mock drafts based on your own league's scoring settings using our Team Sync tool, which will give you an edge over your league mates. So let's get started. First, you'll want to go here to NFL. Then, under Premium Tools, select Team Sync Tools. From the account homepage, you're going to select Your Leagues, and then choose the league you want to complete the mock draft for. Under Draft Simulator Assistant, you're going to select Start Mock Draft. If you've already started a draft, you can see those listed here. You can resume that draft. If you've made a lot of customizations to the settings, you can also clone the draft so you don't have to repeat entering that information, or you can select Delete to remove it altogether. We're going to select Start a new mock draft. First, you'll want to confirm the settings in the drop-down menus. Draft mode is going to allow you to select mock draft. You can also choose Draft Assistant, which will allow you to manually enter picks. And you could also access the live draft sync from this menu. League emulation allows you to choose which league's scoring settings you want this draft to be based off of. In addition to your leagues, there's default PPR, half PPR, and non-PPR scoring settings. The draft method will default to snake draft, but you can also choose auction or salary cap draft in here as well. We'll have a separate video showing you how to complete an auction or salary cap draft. Use league defaults will allow you to quickly bypass a lot of the other customizations. Just know that if you use this, you will not be able to select a default cheat sheet. Auto picks is defaulted to quick simulation, which is basically immediate, but if you want to allow the AI some more time to make picks, you can change that here for your own draft picks. You can change it to any of these options here, but know that you can also pause the draft within the tool, which will allow you to give yourself more time. Under draft type, there's snake, linear, and third round reversible. Number of teams is defaulted to the number of teams in your league, but can be changed here. You can also drag and drop to change the draft order. You have the ability to use dynasty draft rankings from RotoBaller if this is a dynasty draft. If you've customized any cheat sheets ahead of time, you can choose those here in the drop-down. You can allow pick trading. If, for example, you want to swap a first-round pick for 2 sixth-round picks, you can set that up by selecting yes. If this is a keeper league, you can also choose to make those selections in the drop-down menu here, or you can go off of the league rosters if they've already been added in your league on, for example, Yahoo. Position weighting will allow you to create custom weights for particular positions. For example, if you know your league mates will wait on quarterbacks, you can change the priority level to very low. Or if you know they like to take wide receivers, for example, very highly, you can prioritize those as well. Begin our mock draft. The mock draft will land you on the Expert Picks tab, and you can see there's 2 columns here, recommendations based on your team need and recommendations based on overall value. On the left-hand side, you'll see your roster, and that will fill in as you make your selections. You have your queue, which you can add players to the queue by selecting star. And you also have the log, which will show you the pick history. You can see a host of information on this screen, including their rank. And this rank, if you chose a cheat sheet, will be the rank based on your cheat sheet. There's an ADP and bye week listed. There's a need score that's calculated based on your team need, taking into account your league's scoring settings. This number here, %ANP, is the chance that this pick will be available with your next pick. You also have last season's stats and their projected stats from RotoBaller listed here. If you know you aren't going to draft a player, you can select this icon here and it will hide that player from view. Any notes that you made in your cheat sheet will show up here on the player information, and that information can also be accessed here under the cheat sheet tab. There's various filters that you can use here, and the default number of recommended picks is 10, but if you want to see more, you can change that here. Let's go ahead and start this draft. I'm going to pause it so we can go to our log, see selections that have been made. We can also go to the draft board and see the selections. And you can see based on our team need, as well as based on overall value, Breece Hall is the recommended pick. Notice if I go to the queue, I can draft that player from this page. However, note that if you're doing a live draft, the draft selections must still be made on the website that you're using. So for example, if you're using Yahoo for your draft, the pick selections will still need to be made on Yahoo. This draft button will only appear in mock drafts. Let's go ahead and select Breece Hall. You can see the picks filling in. And now you can see the next pick that the system is recommending is A.J. Brown based on our scoring settings and team needs. But based on overall value, Derrick Henry is the recommended pick. Let's go ahead and draft A.J. Brown. Now let's say you didn't like the A.J. Brown pick. You can go to your draft board and choose to reset the draft back to that pick, and then make another selection. Let's point out the results tab quickly. You'll see this is a dynamic page that will change as the draft is going on, so you can come back frequently to check what the projected results are. So right now we're projected 10th and to score 673 fantasy points. We can make our Brandon Ayuk selection, check back on the results tab, and you can see that it's changed. Now projected for 878 fantasy points. We'll fast forward and finish this draft. Now before we make our last pick, we'll go check out the results tab, and you can see the fantasy points projected. You can view it by rank and view it by starters. You can also see the draft board, color-coded by position. And if at any point during your draft you wanted to check out RotoBaller's projections, you could do so under the Projections tab. And you can hide and unhide drafted players. Once you make your final selection, you'll be presented with a draft analysis. The draft analysis includes ranks based on fantasy points, results, breakdown. You can view by roster and view by draft board. And that is how you complete a mock draft using our Team Sync tool. Look for other videos and tutorials on how to review your draft analysis, as well as how to complete a live draft using our Team Sync tool.